Do you ever wonder what makes a good leader? You might be someone who aims to be on top or struggling to be an effective one. It's not easy to have so much on your shoulders, and we are excited to help you put things in order. Hello and welcome to Luxsio, and today we'll look at the basic rules of leadership and how you may use them to become a better leader in the long run. But before we dive in, make sure you tap that subscribe button and the notification bell so you won't miss out on more of our awesome videos. Rule number 1. The truth will lead you down the right path. Truth is a great equalizer. It doesn't care what you desire, what the context is, or what someone else thinks. The reality is obvious. It's the truth of the situation, and the best leaders are grounded in it. You're no longer on the path to attaining what you desire if you start lying to others, or even worse, to yourself. You're shattering the cornerstone of what will get you to your destination. The effort is commendable, but it's never sufficient. Always evaluate based on facts and figures. By transforming the dialogue from I think to I know, data and experimentation empower teams. Always be aware of the truth, then package that information as needed, but always be mindful of your position. Rule number 2. Don't let your ego get in the way of your purpose. If you want to be a true leader, your efforts should be guided by the mission rather than your ego. Your ego will put everyone else first to get what it wants. A leader sacrifices his or her ego in order to provide for everyone's needs. As a result, authentic leaders and pretenders are divided into two camps. For some, the company's objective is merely a requirement to be listed on the company's website. Others, on the other hand, see the purpose as a public commitment they make to themselves. Act by following your instincts and always keep the long game in mind. Rule number 3. They won't care about your mission if you don't care for your people. What is your mission? Ask yourself, what is the mission of your company? What is the mission of your employee? If these three don't line up, you won't be able to advance to the next level. Your title qualifies you as a manager, but it is up to your peers to determine whether or not you are a leader. If you break rules 2 and 3 at this point in your journey, you're done. When it comes to leadership, the greatest accomplishments aren't achieved by those who do the most, but by those who do the most for others. Rule number 4. Take responsibility for the outcome rather than what you intended to accomplish as a leader. You're in charge of the end outcome. At the end of the game, what does the scoreboard say? Did you come out on top? It's all about the outcomes. They have an impact on your leadership credibility. If your team doesn't win, it's your fault. It's also your obligation to boost morale before the fight. They're going out into the world under your leadership, training, and vision to win the wars you can't win on your own. It's a team effort if you win. If you lose, it's because you didn't put them in a position to win. Being correct isn't always enough. Rule number 5. The most effective leaders make investments in themselves. Great leaders aren't born with the ability to lead. They progress to greatness. They make investing in oneself to top priority. We all know a wonderful leader who is a reader. They are always networking and learning from others. They attend events, speak at events, and learn from others who have done it before them. The distinction is in how you choose to spend your money. You're investing in yourself to ensure a great return on your money. A fantastic online course is quite beneficial. It's as if you're robbing the teacher. A terrible online course is the equivalent of a teacher deceiving you. Look for online courses that will teach you skills you can use for the rest of your life. Your life will be completely transformed if you invest these funds. Choose courses that are skill-based, actionable, and compound over time. Rule number 6. The standard is set by the leader. The pace is determined by the team leader. The schedule and work ethic expected are set by the team leader. You can't expect others to do more than you expect of yourself. When people see their boss working twice as hard as them, they are more eager to work harder themselves. Everyone despises the notion of the manager who sits around all day doing nothing but attempting to take credit for any accomplishment. If you aren't fully committed to the mission, don't be that person. What can you anticipate from your team? As a leader, you are never too big to do the little things. They need to see you perform the magic on their behalf before they think the magic exists. Until then, it's all promises and fairy tales. In a research conducted by Dr. Sunny Giles, The top 10 competencies of performing leaders, which were divided into 5 categories, were recognized by 195 leaders from 15 nations and 30 worldwide organizations. These are the attributes that came out on top out of a total of 74. You can just pause the video and rate your performance on each of them. Alright, let's go back. Rule number 7. Make certain that everyone on board wants to go where you're going. People that work for you aren't always there for the money. They have no intention of following you to your destination. By chance, these people ended up aboard your boat. Maybe they seemed interested at first, but now they aren't. Or maybe you shifted gears as a leader in the middle. It's up to you to figure out who these people are and what they expect from you. Moving forward necessitates the system being in sync, with everyone paddling at the same time like a Viking ship with you pointing in the right direction. This brings us to rule number 8. Don't sacrifice the group to please the individual. Always keep an objective eye on everything. If there is a misalignment, don't be scared to release those who don't see the vision. Look for their ideals, motivation, and whether or not they'll be a good long-term team member. Having a good time together, joking, and making fun of one another. When the time comes, it makes you trust each other. Working together, everyone syncs up and completes the task. An all-star team beats an all-star team every time. Says a famous saying. We also believe that you need to know that you can count on people to perform their parts so that you can focus on yours. Leadership entails making the team greater. The team is worth more than the sum of its parts. Rule number 9. Employees should be treated as if they make a difference. They will. You don't have to supervise them on every little thing. You're not doing your job properly if you do. You get workers if you show them how to accomplish a task. You acquire leaders if you trust them to get the job done. The proper combination of heart and head results in exceptional leadership. Neither is excellent enough to gain both trust and respect on its own. Every member of your team should, in theory, be able to function independently in their activity lane. They will contribute as long as they comprehend the vision. Great team players don't ask how they can help, they simply help. This is an excellent technique to determine whether employees are committed to progress and which are not. Those who take initiative should always be rewarded. If you're an employee, figure out how to address a problem that your organization is facing on your own, and then offer your answer to the upper management. If it's good, they'll assign you to the responsibility of finishing it, and that's how you advance in the world. Number 10. Upgrade your staff, and your firm will flourish. Your company is only as valuable as the individuals you can keep. Great leaders think to themselves, how can I improve things? Make yourself indispensable to those doing the task, and your income potential is limitless. The more valuable your employees are, the more value they will bring to your company. As a result, there's always an opportunity for improvement. There should never be a ceiling on how much money an employee may make as long as they are adding at least twice as much value to the organization. You want your employees to be smart, capable of solving complex challenges, and have a diverse set of abilities to draw on. To do so, purchase courses for your employees and high-therapy performance coaches. Their improvement will force you to up your game for yourself, resulting in a win-win situation for everyone. Rule number 11. Don't jump to conclusions too early. In the corporate sphere, leaders are similar to parents. Your goal is to ensure that your personnel are not just capable of solving problems on their own, but also they are strong enough to do so. It's your responsibility to make sure they have tools they need to tackle the problem. Leaders do not produce greatness. They recognize it and create an environment in which people may accomplish their greatest work. Rule number 12. Praise them in public, criticize them in private. People want to know that you are looking out for them. We are all terrified of being humiliated in front of others. According to one study, people fear public speaking more than death in the fear hierarchy. We're afraid of making a mistake in front of others, but we take delight in public victories. As a result, make the most of it. Make it a habit to compliment specific members of your team on their accomplishments. We're all to blame if someone performs poorly or makes a mistake. You in particular for not foreseeing this. So take advantage of this opportunity to coach them privately, and they'll appreciate it because it won't make them look bad in in the eyes of others. Rule number 13. Clearly communicate. Here's a significant error we used to make early in our careers. We used to expect staff to read our minds. Do you think you explained, educated, and mentored this person to complete the required task in the way you intended? It's your fault if you don't. They didn't carry it out according to your specifications. They were never aware of the requirements in the first place. Clear communication gives your employees a sense of security and establishes a predictable route to success for both themselves and the firm. Having a deep awareness of the world they all live in, a leader lowers uncertainty for others around them. Rule number 14. The future is shaped by the leader. Future leaders must be flexible, adaptable, and willing to challenge the status quo. Your employees don't have as much foresight as you have. They have no idea what awaits them. They don't have the same ability as you to connect dots in the future. They rely on you to create and then expose the future to them. The majority of employees live in the now, whereas the majority of executives are already living in the future. You are responsible for shaping the future in which you will all live. That is a huge responsibility, so don't take it lightly. Rule number 15. Allow things to happen. A great leader keeps the team focused on the basics. While they're putting up the next, the wheel continues to spin. While your team's efforts are linear, you can play. When that jump occurs, your efforts become exponential. The team has seen how you can drastically boost everyone's chances of success. That's how you earn people's trust. Do what you claim you're going to do. With the setup of getting the ball to them, you're in charge of creating the opportunity. Following that, it's all about mastering the essentials on their part. When you do that, you're riding in front of the battalion like an army general. You instill trust in them, in the mission's effectiveness, and in their equipment. Seeing you perform great things encourages people to believe that they too have a shot to win. Your employees should think like bees, and you, the boss, should think like a lion. They are focused on the day-to-day, and all you have to do is make sure you kill the big prey so everyone knows they'll eat. Find delight in your profession and then assist others in doing the same. Every journey is more fun when you are accompanied by amazing people. Play long-term games with long-term people. As our guru Naval Ravikant puts it, the proper talent should be empowered, inspired, guided, and grown, and then rewarded. A leader's job is to open doors for people who wouldn't be able to open it themselves and see whether they're willing to walk through them. This is how long-term success is achieved. We've learned many more leadership lessons over the years as entrepreneurs, but we'd like to learn from you. So, what is one leadership lesson you've learned that has been useful in your job and personal life? Share your answers in the comments below. If you haven't yet, make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see more content like this, head on over to our channel and discover more of our awesome videos. Thank you for sticking around, and we'll see you again next time.